should be live. And my microphone's working pretty well. It's probably a little on the high side as far as volume. Let me turn it down just a touch. Good. And let's see, this is not popping up here. Cool. Man, a few seconds in, I'm already tired. Alright. So let's get started with this thing. Okay. So I got Variety of Lute Lessons, compiled by Robert Dowland. And let's see, we've read all this, we read that, did this, and we kind of start touching on some of this. So this is the entry by Lute Observations by Jean-Baptiste Besard, right? I was digging up a little bit on him. Maybe I should pull up his picture. This guy right here. Besardus. Jean-Baptiste Besardus. Okay, so why is it Jean? That's interesting. He has multiple names then. This manuscript, A Variety of Lute Lessons, calls him John. When I look him up, it comes up as Jean. And this says Jones. I don't know, something like that. This Besardus. Excuse me. Civus Byzantinus. Doctor Nobilis. Clarissimus. But that's what he looked like according to this depiction. Kind of has a bit of a Yoda forehead. Kind of does look like Yoda. What does this say? Yes, Queen House. That looks like Latin. I cannot read it. Anyway. So I read that, the first observation. I read the second one, and I was reading this one. I didn't get to finish, but I'm going to start this one again. And I want to do the whole thing, and I think that's going to be the stream. Maybe I'll do this other observation, probably play it a little bit. Belonging to lute playing. And that's another thing here. Necessary observations. Finis. And then other necessary observations. This is by John Dowland himself. So we'll get into that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, for using of both hands together. Wherefore we take special heed, lest the right hand touch the strings before the left hand stop them, and carry your left hand so in holding the neck of the lute with a good grace. Your thumb must be set upon the middle of the back of the neck, which must likewise with other fingers as they go up and down upon the lute be gently moved and follow them the way they go. Now if you would, so hang on, let's stop right there. So let's break that down. So this is where he's talking about prepared strokes. He says right hand touches the string before the left hand stops them. Again, stopping means pressing the fret. So, prepared strokes, different folks. It's probably out of tune. It's not so bad. It's actually pretty good. Right, so what's a good one? Lord Willoughby. So prepare the string and then press. For the most part, that's a tough one, but it can be done. Alright, so before left hand carry your left hand so in holding the neck of the lute with a good grace. He's talking about being relaxed with the lute, holding it with a relaxed position, no tension whatsoever. Where's grace? Okay. Your thumb must be set upon the middle of the back of the neck, right? Keep it in the center, don't let it ride. Which must likewise with the other fingers as they go up and down upon the lute. So up and down upon the lute. So in the guitar world, up and down are opposite things, right? When we talk about going up the neck, in a horizontal orientation, up means going this way, because the note gets higher. In a vertical orientation, going up means going that way, down, spatially down, because we're going up in pitch in the strings, we're going up. So here he says, keep in the middle of the back of the neck, must likewise with other fingers as they go up and down upon the lute. I'm so sorry. Upon the lute. So that means horizontally, right? So the thumb moves with the left hand horizontally. So I guess that means none of this. If you can see that, none of that. It's all stays one unit, the hand. And up on the lute, that's how I know it's horizontal, because upon the lute, as opposed to upon the neck, if that makes sense. Okay. Gently moved and follow them the way they go. Now, if you would know with which finger every letter is to be stopped, first inquire diligently whether the letter be itself alone or joined with other letters, for it be alone, and this order must absolutely be kept. The first finger must serve to stop B, the second for C, D. So the first fingers must serve to stop B, the second for C, the third and fourth for D. Hang on, before I get into that, let me go back a little bit. Now, if you would know with which finger every letter is to be stopped, first inquire whether the letter be itself alone or joined with other letters. Okay, so he's talking about playing either single line notes or notes in a harmony. Because he's talking about position as well. If you're in first position, the fingers are going to correspond to the frets. First finger, first fret. That's what he's saying. First finger stop B, second for C, so B, C, and then the third and the fourth for D. Always so that the fourth finger served the fifth or fourth string, and the third finger the other strings. Okay, so this is very important. This is a really interesting technique thing, right? So he's saying use the fourth finger for the top two strings, right? I think the top two strings. The first finger, hang on, let me go back here. So the fourth finger served to the fifth or fourth string, and the third finger the other strings. I think fifth or fourth are referring to the highest courses, it would stand to reason that they would. That way, that kind of leaves your third finger open for any double stops. So forth, so on. And then he gives an example. Right, he gives this one. So this is the example. I'm playing from the first measure. I'm just going to play the first measure. A, B with the first. How should I do this? Is this good? First finger, second finger, and then the fourth finger on the D. First finger, and then we're going cross strings now. Fourth finger on the D, or rather the third fret of the second string, second course, which he calls the fourth course. Open 1, 4. Excuse me. And then right here, this. So far we've been using the fourth finger on the third fret. Now we're using the third finger on the third fret of the third string. Right. So this is the exercise up to this point right there. So 0, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 4. See, so that kind of leaves me open here. And an example of this would be Lord Willoughby's Welcome Home, which I play a lot. Right here. Right. So yeah, seems like good technique. Seems pretty logical. So let's see. So A on the second string. I'm looking at the second measure now. Third on the third. And then second. Hang on, I'm on the third measure, so I'm getting sleepy. And then third. It's only the tops of strings where you would use the fourth. Right, oh crap. Shit, I'm falling asleep. Right. Maybe I should stop right here. Let's see. Let me get through this lesson. Yeah, I can get through it. So let's see. A on the fifth string. Alright, so let me play the whole thing on one go. Sorry, itchy face. So that's the exercise. Okay. But if the letters be set in stops lower than D, then keeping the same order with your fingers, must go lower with your hand, and the letter which stands nearest to the bridge must be stopped with the little finger, and other letters which are above the other fingers, as you may see in these examples. So I guess he's talking about breaking position, from first position, second position. The pinky has permission to extend and go look for notes higher up on the fretboard. Let's play this one. All right, that's it. You know what? I'm going to sleep. I'll continue this in the morning.